I filed for asylum. Now I married a U.S. citizen. Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, Washington, D.C., and Chicago, Illinois. Today's video, we're going to talk about when an asylum seeker marries a U.S. citizen. So here is a typical timeline. Somebody came to the United States, let's say from Sierra Leone or Benin or Nigeria or wherever, back in 2015, 2016. They filed for asylum. They said to the federal government, hey, it's not safe for me to go back. If I go back to my home country, I'm going to be persecuted. And I'm going to be persecuted because of my race, religion, my national origin, my political opinion, or my membership in a particular social group. It's not safe for me to go back. And so I need asylum in the United States. I need the protections of the United States. Now, there is a time period from about 2015 to 2017 where all of those asylum cases, or many of those asylum cases, have never been interviewed. Here we are, 8 years later, 9 years later, 10 years later. The government still has not interviewed those people. And what they're doing now is they find themselves, having been here for so long, that they end up falling in love with a U.S. citizen. It's a real marriage, totally legit. By now, hell, they might even have kids, but they've never gotten around to applying for an immigration benefit based on the marriage. Some people foolishly think, well, I have my asylum case, I'm just going to go with that. It is much easier to get status in the United States as the spouse of a U.S. citizen than anything else. So if you're thinking, oh, well, if I have a business visa or I have asylum or anything like that, you think it's going to be easier to get your citizenship or your green card that way through asylum or a green card, always pick the marriage route as long as the marriage is real. So we have a scenario now where our little friend from Benin, the asylum seeker, has been waiting, and now he's married a U.S. citizen, and he's going to apply for a marriage-based green card. Now, he might be thinking to himself, well, I don't know that I can have two applications on file at the same time. We get this question a lot. Is it okay for me to be applying on asylum with the asylum office or for a green card based on marriage? Can I have both? Won't that break the system? And the fact is, the system doesn't talk to each other. So you won't cancel your asylum case by filing a green card, or you won't negate your green card because you have an asylum case on file. So our advice 99% of the time is to leave your asylum case on file. Based on what I see every day talking to immigrants on my Immigration Answer show or just here in the office, when you do that, when you withdraw your asylum case, you really set yourself up for failure. So you want to keep all of your options open because you never know what's going to happen with that marriage. The marriage might fall apart. Your spouse might pass away. You just never know. So as long as you have that valid asylum case in your back pocket, at the very least, if your green card case gets denied, you won't get sent to deportation court because you still have the asylum case in your back pocket. So always good to have as insurance. Now, after you file and you get an interview notice, sometimes the USCIS officers want you to withdraw the asylum case. Tell them, no thank you, brother. No thank you, sister. I'm not going to withdraw my asylum case. I want to keep it on file. There's no rule that says I have to withdraw it. I'm going to keep it on file. And they'll say, well, your case is going to go a whole lot faster if you just make things easier on me and make me not have to go review your asylum case. Now, these days in Trumplandia 2.0, I do believe that they're going to review your asylum case anyway. And that's one of the things that always comes up on a marriage case following an asylum, which is, was there anything in your asylum case that was false, fraudulent, or misleading? Anything that you embellished, anything that wasn't true, anything that you said that maybe you were stretching things to try to make yourself seem more sympathetic? That's going to be a problem. Another problem is that they might ask your spouse about your asylum case. So I've had some crazy asylum plus marriage cases. I once had a fellow who said that he needed asylum in the United States because he was gay, and then he ended up marrying a U.S. citizen, and we were able to, a female U.S. citizen, we were able to get him a green card based on marriage, even though he had that asylum case claiming that he was gay and not bisexual even, just that he was gay and that he needed to stay safely in the United States. So there are lots of little nuances when you apply for a green card based on marriage after having applied for asylum. Now, if you're in removal court, if your asylum case got denied and you got referred to the immigration court, that's going to make things more complicated. Actually, what you have to do is you have to get the I-130 approved at USCIS and then try to either reopen the proceedings or adjust your status in court. And these days, that's pretty tricky because remember, ICE is looking for people to deport, and if your asylum case is referred, that does give you some protection in court, but they're always thinking about ways to try to screw you. So if you have an asylum case that's been referred to the court, you're most likely going to want to have an immigration attorney help you navigate that, because you have to get USCIS to approve the I-130, then you have to file for adjustment in court, and then ask the court either to terminate so that you can adjust with USCIS or go forward with the adjustment that you filed in court. Hope that makes sense, but I say all that just so that you know you're not like everybody else when you're in that scenario. We handle all these kinds of cases. We handle asylum cases, we handle marriage cases, we handle cases where people are in removal and need to adjust. If you need our help, give us a call, 314-961-8200. Email us, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. That's for people who are serious about hiring our firm to help you. Please don't call with just general questions or calling to talk to Jim. That's sort of what my Immigration Answer show is, and that's a show that I do 3 or 4 times a week. You can call and ask me whatever you want, but you have to do it in front of everybody else. That's the thing. You can use an alias. You can use someone else's name. You can talk about your friend, whatever you want. We're off camera, so it's all good. So I would suggest that if you just have questions, call me on the show. Don't call the office. On that show, we post it live in Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you do that. That way you can turn on the alerts whenever we go live or post a new video like this one. You'll get alerted. And then also, please join us in our Immigrant Home Facebook group and follow us on TikTok @Immigration Hacking. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.